Chat. First of all, microphone's gonna sound kind of bad today. I had to use this. I couldn't figure out a way to get my other one to work because I'm gonna be moving all over the place. But dude, it's finally here. It's finally happening. I've been waiting for this forever. I've been waiting for this for fucking shit 20 years. um, I mean, I've been waiting to do this on stream for the last I think 2 3 months. Yeah, about 2 months, I think, since you guys hit the sub goal, but it just took a long time to get everything figured out, and I was still dealing with like fucking dental shit. Uh, I finally got everything. It looks kind of bare bones now. I did a little bit. I mean, obviously, we're going to be building it today. It should be bare bones. I did a little bit. I got the filter like mounted and set up because that's really important to do right. I didn't want to like fuck it up. I got these two rocks in place because these are like cornerstones of the entire tank. Also, you guys can hear me, right? It sounds okay. Like it's not like cutting off and just horrible. Uh, and I also printed out these plastic like egg crate thingies here. They're basically a way for me to put stones on the bottom against the glass. It sounds good, cool. Against the glass without it putting too much pressure in any one specific point. I had to put these rocks in already again because they're cornerstones, but because they are actually this one's not. This one is attached or mostly attached to the bottom. There's three rocks here that are all supporting each other and they had to be glued together and I didn't want to pull them out and risk the glue joint breaking. So that's all that's in there and then I've got the thermometer the I guess it's a thermometer too, but it's also the heater here. But I don't even know where to start. I guess first things first. Let me show you the. I mean, obviously, hardscape is stones and wood. These are the stones. These are most of them. I got a couple more back here. You guys can see. Uh, these I picked up actually a long time ago. I got pretty much everything other than the plants and a couple side things like months ago, maybe last year sometime. These are the driftwood pieces that I got. I guess depends on the angle. I mean, they can be placed any way, but these are sick. These are super, super cool driftwood. I got them from a local place nearby. I don't know. There's one problem though. They feel heavy. They feel dense. I don't know if they're gonna float. I might have to tie these down to rocks. That's why I have some extra ones back here. Um, but we're gonna put these in not permanently right now, but we're gonna put these in right now because I need to figure out how the rest of the tank's gonna sit. I did experiment a little bit before the stream to figure out kind of where I was going to put stuff. So actually, I'm going to take the headset off. I'm going to come around to where you guys are, and I'm going to set this up the way that I had it before. Just because I found it takes. I haven't done this before, but I've watched. I have a lot of institutional knowledge, not very much. Oh, no, actually, not institutional. I have a lot of theoretical knowledge, not very much practical knowledge about building fish tanks and aquascapes. I've watched an unhealthy amount of content. I've watched the entirety of Serpa's channel. I've watched like MD fish tanks, almost all of them. There's too many to even name. There's thousands of channels on YouTube that do this for a living, and they're all incredible, and they teach so much. It's just they're awesome. Go check them out if you guys like this type of content. I mean, I don't know if you're here, you probably are pretty new to this. Also, I'm trying to make it so you guys can still see me. Um, but yeah, if you end up liking this, go check those guys out. I'll shout them out again in the end at the end. But yeah, let me hop around to where you guys are. You won't be able to hear me for a second. I'm just gonna get these placed in, and then we'll be good to go. I know you guys can hear me a little bit, probably not much, but I don't mic so you guys can actually hear me. Okay. Okay, now you guys can hear me a little bit. This is going to be really bad audio for now. I'm just going to talk into the mic directly when I need to talk, but this is going to take a few minutes because this is literally, like I've been told by, I mean, not directly, but I've seen people that make this type of content for a living. This is the hardest part. This is the part that takes the longest. So let me just kind of sit here. Like I said, I have a picture of what I want it to look like with these pieces. I just got to figure out exactly how I did it before. I should have probably just left it, honestly. But I wanted to do it on stream. Here, actually, let me show you. It's not... Okay, it's not great. It's not a great view, but it's kind of what it's supposed to look like. Give me a minute. Okay, it is this rock. No. Is it this one? Trying to remember exactly which rock I used for this too. Oh, okay, that's how I did it. Yeah. Had it like that, and then I had this one. Something like that. Oh. Let's get a rock in here. Okay. It's something like that. Let me get this. Oh, shit. Alright, I got the headset back on. You look like the sham wow guy with the headset, yeah. Hair color. Does he have colored hair? We can barely hear you like this, I'm sorry. I knew it was bad. That's why I wanted to get it done quickly. Okay, so this is close to how I want it. This rock's probably going to change. But this is generally how I want the wood to sit. Because it all has this kind of flow to it. Everything's leaning similar direction other than this piece. Like this piece is way in the back, but it has the same angle as this one and this one back here, so it's kind of perfect. You want everything to have that kind of flow. This one might need to be turned around, but I don't know. Okay, so the plan is I got a bunch of plants here. I actually spent these blondish tips. Oh, that's true. He did have the highlights. I spent like $200 on plants yesterday, which is crazy because they could all fit in my palm pretty much. They're very expensive, but I think it's going to be worth it. But the plan is I'm going to have some of the taller plants back here. I'm going to have some of the shorter plants up here. I'm actually going to have some moss up on the wood here. And I think like right here on this piece of wood, there's going to be a little plant that lives in this little nook. But so the way that this is going to work, again, I have never done this before, so I am winging things a little bit, at least exact process-wise. But you need to have nutrients for your plants, right? You can't just put them in sand or gravel. So I got... Oh, shit. Hype train? What? Oh, Jubelio. Holy shit. Thank you, dude. Actually, oh, shit. The alert didn't pop up. How many was it? 5 community subs? Dude, thank you so much. I appreciate it. A ton. But, okay, so I have these bags. These are like little mesh bags. Actually, it's like weird reaching towards the... I feel like I'm reaching like 20 feet on the camera. That's weird. This is not that far. I'm not that far from the camera. Mesh bags that you put the like nutrient soil in. Gotta celebrate the fishies. Yeah, dude. Hell yeah. This is like plant food, plant dirt, I guess. The lighting is weird. There's no light in front of the camera. This is plant nutrients, little gravel pebbles, basically, that you plant the plants into, and then you have actual aquarium sand or gravel. You put that on top. So these bags keep the nutrient sand completely isolated, so it doesn't, like when you do cleaning and maintenance and stuff, and you're moving things around, you're not accidentally kicking up a bunch of these ugly brown or like black, dark brown pebble dirt clod things. I don't know how to open this because these are like the worst scissors in the entire world for plastic. Oh, that works. I was really hoping for this stream I was going to be able to get a second webcam to put as like an overhead coming, from the top, kind of like a cooking channel type of thing. But unfortunately, that was not in the budget this time. Oh, I'm getting the fucking save reminders. I hope you guys can't hear that. Also, the audio is not only going to be scuffed quality-wise, but you're probably going to hear a lot of things that you shouldn't get picked up on the mic, like all the bag rustling and stuff. I don't know. Maybe you guys like that. Maybe it's like an ASMR thing. So I'm going to fill up, I think, most of these bags with aqua soil here. You can see it creates like a little pouch. This is just a little this is where you plant the plants into, and then you hide this with something that looks prettier. Still a lot of aqua soil coming out of it because there's a lot of different sizes. But like I said, back here is going to be where a lot of the big plants are. So this whole area is going to be it's going to be raised up. It's going to be, I want to start low up here. I want to have like a very low, maybe an inch deep. The mic seems to have some sort of filter on it. Is it bad? Hey, Penny Gwenny, thanks for the sub. Appreciate it. I don't know why the sub goal isn't updating. Let me see if I can fix that. Oh, it's probably because the fucking timer bullshit broke again. No, it's not broken. Test. Nope, it's broken. Okay. Not bad, just filtering out the background. Okay, so should I maybe turn the filters off? Do you guys want to hear more? The only thing I'm worried about is that my air conditioning is going to come through. I want to turn... yeah, let's just turn everything off. Fuck it. This is raw microphone, just volume boosted. I don't know if it's going to be bad or not. How's it going, Penny? Haven't seen you around in a while. Hope you're doing well. All right. Again, I don't know how this stream... I've noted how it's going to plan out. I don't know how long it's going to be. I could finish this in an hour. I could potentially take 6. Oh, there's the notification. I don't know why that took a long time to show up. Oh, no, you gifted another one. Holy shit, you guys are crazy tonight. Thank you so much, everyone. You guys are also going to want to check out Tuesday's stream, I hope. That one might be crazy. I can't really say why, but it might get kind of wild. Doing good, making chicken tacos. Oh, dude, yeah. I'm actually going to be making chicken burritos really soon, too. I bought like 3 pounds of chicken and a bunch of tomatillos and a bunch of like peppers and stuff. I want to make chili verde chicken and some nice lime cilantro rice like they have at Chipotle. It's going to be fucking awesome. What are you going to do if you finish quickly? Oh, speaking of White Girl Wasted on Tuesday, I'm going to go grab a beer. Hang on. I got some special beers. Is going to get drunk? I think that's the answer. No, probably not. No, this is White Girl Wasted right here. It's literally, I can't see it very well. Fuck, it's the lighting. It's literally pumpkin spice coffee beer. It's great. I got this last year and they were fucking delicious. I guarantee I'm going to spill that at some point. Oh my god, it's so fucking good. Are you kidding me? It's just like a pumpkin pie in a drink, but with alcohol. It's perfect. I'm gonna, yeah, I think I'm gonna do 2 more. No, I don't know how many bags I want to do. I gotta think about where the plants are exactly gonna go. I have a lot of plants. I didn't plan it the way that someone that is a pro at this might plan it, where like, oh, I'm gonna get this plant for this spot and this plant for this spot. Because I would imagine that somebody that knows what they're doing probably wouldn't buy every single thing before they even start this. They would probably buy the rocks and the wood and put them in, see how everything looks, and then they would go, oh, like the fucking Rotunda rofidundilii plant or whatever it's called would fit perfect here, or like the Anubias non petite would be great in this spot. It's like, yeah, like if you know the scientific name and the existence of every fucking aquascape plant, you probably are going to be pretty set doing that kind of stuff. But I just went in the store. I was like, I got 200 bucks. Fuck me up, dude. And we went around and we picked up a bunch of beginner-friendly plants. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Those aren't real words. Anubias nana petite is a real word. That's literally one of the plants that I'm putting in here. That one I remember because that one's actually a really common aquascaping plant that you will hear the professionals talking about. It's actually funny. These things have little zippers on them. It's weird to think that there's going to be zippers inside my aquascape. Rotunda, it's Rotunda Rotofilindi or something like that. It's something similar. I swear to God, it's similar, and I have one of those too. And I've also got Java ferns. I've got some swords. I got some crypts. I got some. I got something called a Sprite. It's not the soda. It's a plant. I got these things. These are Riccia fluitans. This is like really tiny. I wanted something. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the finger and the yeah, the nerd. What is it? Just what do you call that? I see that those emotes everywhere, and I use them all the time. What do you call that? Give the fish Sprite. I will. Don't worry. But so I wanted something carpeting for part of the tank here, right? I wanted some carpet so that because I'm gonna have shrimps in here eventually, and they're gonna be jazzed with that. The guy gave me this. He gave me two of these. This apparently is a floating plant, but you can grow it underwater too. So it's going to be floating on top, and it's going to grow into a big like mat, and then I just glue it down to the bottom. Not like actually glue, but close. Okay, we'll get into the plants in a bit here. Let me get want some plants here, and I think I'm going to want some over in this spot here. So let me get 2 more bags. I do have like a little cave back behind this rock. This is all hollow back here. This is actually a really flat rock that's kind of on an angle. And I have the filter intake and the heater back here, but this is also like a little safe spot for the fish to hang out in case they get stressed out. I am making a incredible, just beautiful mess back here. Also, as soon as we get these in the gravel in, I'm going to start filling the tank because the only way I can fill this, I don't have a place that is up higher so I could run a siphon into here, or I don't have like a hose that comes from my sink or whatever. I only have a 2.5 gallon stock pot full of water and a very, very weak, very slow pump that's going to pump the water into here, which might end up taking longer than the actual stream is going to take. So I got to get that started pretty soon. I'm going to put these things in, and I'm going to put the gravel in, and then we're going to do that. I'm also going to raise... Actually, yeah, I'm going to raise these up a tiny bit, these pieces of wood here, when I put the gravel in. Dude, you guys got a hype chest for me? I don't know what that is, but I'm going to open it right now. I think it's like a loot box. Actually, yeah, that works. What is this chest? What is this? You guys got the kitty hype emote. There you go. Or maybe I did? I don't know. Someone got it. Thank you guys for the hype train. That's sick. I never had one of those before. Actually, maybe I did. Maybe I think I got one during Shadow of the Erdtree. Also, I gotta lean like way over to here to reach my computer. I put my computer literally as far away as possible from my tank because I didn't want to get anything wet. It's like way over. I have like a huge. This is like an 8-foot long table. It's huge. Yeah, I built it a couple years ago. I just like took a piece of plywood and put it on legs. What do I need to do next? I need 1 more bag. Actually, how many plants do I have? Hang on, let me take a peek here really quick. I need to make sure that I have enough places to plant all this stuff. Because the plants are going to be, it's going to be pretty heavily planted, but it's going to be sparser than eventually. Because these will grow and spread, and a lot of them are also they're tall plants. They grow straight up in a string, and you can cut the string and then just plant that string somewhere else, and it'll grow. It's great. Yeah, I want one here, and I want one, I think over here in this corner, Actually, no. I want one here and here. I think a plant in the foreground here is kind of cool looking. Something shorter but big. Let's get 2 more of these. Does anybody here have fish tanks? Does anyone like do this for a hobby, or like do they know? Like, does anyone either do this as a hobby or want to do this as a hobby? Like anyone that is interested in aquascapes, like just generally? I'm sure most people have seen videos. I don't like how it makes a room humid. Is that a problem? Is that like a major issue with aquariums? I do have a an issue with. I wish I could make moderator or fuck. I wish I could make Nightbot not a moderator because it looks like someone is chatting in my chat every time because I have like a little border that shows up around mods. It used to only be Nightbot, but now I have mods actually, so it's confusing. But I have a small tank right now. I have a little 2-gallon tank compared to this one. I think it's 20 gallons. It's very small, and it had a couple fish in it at one point, but now it has a bunch of snails because the fish died, unfortunately. And I got snails with a plant that I bought. All right, I think. Actually, this one's fuller than it needs to be. I'm gonna fold this up and take half of it out. I love watching aquascapes put together, but I don't trust myself to maintain it. That's kind of where I was, and if to be honest, I haven't maintained the 2-gallon that I have very well. But that's because it didn't really spark for me, if that makes any sense. It didn't like yeah, that's better. It didn't excite me just because it was so small and there wasn't a whole lot going on, and it has algae problems because of the lack of plants. Plants really help like immensely with algae. They will suck up all the nutrients in the water column so that the algae can't have it, and that makes it like, even though it seems like it'd be higher maintenance with plants and stuff, it's actually lower maintenance compared to a tank that just has like plastic plants and stuff. I'm gonna scoop up some of this back into the container because it's literally everywhere, and I cook on this surface, so I don't want dirt everywhere. I mean, it's sterile dirt kind of, but it's not like there's no diseases and stuff, but it's still dirt. It's kind of gross. I mean, obviously I'll wash it properly later, but still. All right, next thing is going to be gravel. So let me get these out. I've got 3 bags of this stuff. Oh boy, they're heavy. They also cannibalize their... Wait, I used to keep snails, but the jar I kept them in got lost and moved. Oh, that sucks. I've lost things in moves before, too. That's the worst. They cannibalize their children. I didn't know that that was a thing. That actually makes sense why there's not as many snails as there should be in my tank. The new straight building mode in Satisfactory is really cool for the belts. Oh, yeah, dude, it's sick. Are you trying to get me to play? Is that why the eye emotes are there? Okay, I opened this in the worst way possible. Okay, so this is the part that I'm a little bit... Actually, I need one more bag of aqua soil. Oh my god, it's spilling everywhere. This is the part that I'm kind of worried about because I don't know how to shape this well. Hang on, let me get this one more bag poured. This is weirdly... takes like more focus than anything I've done on stream before, is pouring this stuff in without spilling it everywhere. Okay, I think that should be good. There's a snail colony somewhere in a storage unit that has a great strides in military advancements. Their first target is the god who has forsaken them. It's tragic. It's true, but it's tragic. Okay, you got all of the aqua soil in place. Okay, it's gravel time now. I gotta put this away. I'm gonna just dump a shit ton of it in here, and then we can reposition stuff as we go. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but it's actually really satisfying. Got a lot of voids to cover in here. There's a lot of dust. I should have rinsed this stuff off first. I also have sand over here. I don't know if I'm going to use it. You can sort of hear it. Maybe I'll try to get closer next time. I actually might only need the 2 bags of this. I don't know if Amazon takes returns on rocks, but that'd be sick because these are like 20 bucks. No, I think I'll need all 3. All right, next one. But to answer your question earlier, Score, he has some more Aquasand gravel. Or Aquascape gravel, yeah. The tear tab thing on this is awful. It just goes down. You see that? It just goes straight down. To answer what you were asking earlier, Score, if this ends before like the regular 4 hours, I don't really have anything I can do other than, I don't know if you guys want to watch the tank just hang out with no fish in it for an hour or 2, then I could do that. But my computer is not in a place where I can do anything else. I would have to reset my computer up, which means the stream would have to go offline for like at least half an hour. I mean, I probably could set it up faster, but I gotta do all my cable management and shit. Oh, it's so fucking dusty. I'm gonna move the heater out of here real quick. Also, the keen-eyed of you, if you know what you're looking for, this thing right here, that you can see me pointing to. Okay, there's a cat. This is a emergency barf bag. It's the perfect exact distance to hold the filter off of the side of the tank here. I'm going to make a more permanent solution. Kitty, hey, can you go down, please? Please don't hit the cord. Don't hit the cord. Don't hit the cord. Don't hit the cord. Okay, thank you. Oh, I just fucked the camera a little bit. Whoop, 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 whoop. That's good enough. Yeah, he's very curious about what's going on up here. He likes coming up on this table even though he's really not supposed to. Okay, so I'm gonna just pour the rest of this in over here. Oh. You guys can see the dust. Holy shit, that's a lot. I am really glad I got 3 bags of this. I almost only got 1 because I bought 1 like forever ago when I originally bought the tank, which was, like I said, like last year sometime, I think. And then I realized like 2 weeks ago, it's like this is the 1 bag of this is not even close to enough for the whole tank. So I bought 2 more. I was only gonna buy 1, but I'm glad I bought 2. Spreading some of this around back here. This area literally, like, you can't see it, so I'm going to put the bare minimum amount of gravel because this is for the fish to just hang out if they get spooked or if they need to, like, lay eggs or something. God, I hope I can get auto syncluses to lay eggs. Actually, speaking of autos, I'm going to be putting cherry shrimp in here, which are bright red shrimp, like literally maraschino cherry colored shrimp. I need to take this out for a second. I'm going to be putting auto synclus, which are like these tiny little... they're sucker fish, but they're really tiny. They're like an inch long at their maximum size. And they don't look like sucker fish. They look like little... I don't know. They're like little Pikmin fish. They just kind of move around in funny little ways. And they're always... like they'll sit on a leaf like this, and they'll just... wait, like this. And they'll just go... they'll just kind of like shake around and like do this little like bobbing thing. They're really cute. And then I'm going to also have some cardinal tetras in here. And then, hopefully, depending on how the water... I need to take some of this gravel out of here. There's no way to get it out. Depending on how the water does, or the parameters in the tank do, and all the fish, if they seem comfortable, and, you know, there's not too much ammonia or nitrogen or whatever in the water, and everything seems like it's doing pretty good and can handle another fish, I want to get a blue ram cichlid. I can't really show you what that looks like very easily right now, but I can do it in a little bit. Unless you guys want to just look it up. Or if somebody pastes a link to what it looks like in chat, like if one of the mods want to grab a picture, you could just put a link in chat. People could see it. You don't have to if you don't want. Okay, so got most of this in here. You can kind of see it has. Oh, actually, dude, I'm looking at the camera right now. It looks cool as fuck. I'm so happy with this gravel choice. I think it like the dark gravel goes really well with this wood because this wood is really dark. Blue Dodge Ram. No, it's called a Blue Ram Cichlid. You're pretty close though. Let me get some of these rocks. Actually, I kind of want the rocks on here. Just get just a couple of them. Most of those will probably come off with cleanings and stuff, but it makes it look a little bit more of a natural transition, I think. This needs to be stuffed down in here better. Actually, you know what? I need to, now that I have these, or the gravel in, I'm going to raise everything up and shimmy it just a little bit, just to get everything a little bit more height. Let the gravel fall below. I don't need this here anymore. I'm gonna put that back in at some point, but I don't need it there right this second because the gravel is now holding the wood in place. All right, let's get this third bag in here and cover up the rest of the aqua soil bags. This one's probably too big. I want to shrink this a little bit. Oh boy, here I go making a mess. So aqua soil is really good for, I'm going to give some knowledge like I know what I'm talking about. Okay, there you go. Wait, let me see what it looks like. Yep, that is exactly the type of blue ram that I want. That's like, if I could get exactly that one right there, I want it. The only problem is that they are kind of aggressive fish, so you got to have a lot of areas that break line of sight, which I think this tank does well. Especially with when the plants are in here, it's going to be even more. All right, let's get this hollowed out. But yeah, with aqua soil, you need it. I mean, you don't actually need aqua soil. It's like optional. You could use soil if you really wanted to, like actual soil, and just put them in like nylon stockings and then bury that. And then your plants, the roots will find their way through, just like with these. They'll kind of find their way through the netting. And but what it does is it really helps the plants establish when you first put them in, when you're first making a tank. But in the future, in a year, those aqua soil tablets, little pellets, are not going to have any nutrients left in them because the plants are going to suck it all up. And what you do then is you put things called root tabs in the soil. They're like little pills, basically, full of nutrients that sit in the soil, and they get kind of absorbed by the plants passively as the water column breaks down some of the nutrients. God, this is looking so fucking good. It's a little easier to add than take away, so I'm gonna stop for now. I want to raise this up a little bit more too. I want it really kind of on top of the soil. I don't want the driftwood buried too much. And any of the parts that have netting that you can see sticking through the gravel, which that's inevitably going to happen, those will probably be covered by. Remember earlier I was talking about this stuff that turns into a grass or like a mat that you can attach to the bottom. That will that'll take care of any of those unsightly areas. I want there to be a little bit more height back here, I think. There's a little gap down here I gotta fill. You guys can't see it, but I can. Doesn't really matter because you won't be able to see it from the front, but might as well fill it up. That way, once things settle, it doesn't just have all the stuff piling up back there. All right, there's like a little tunnel here. You can barely see my fingers through, like right here. You can see my finger wiggling a little bit. I want the little suckers and the shrimp and stuff to have a little path down there. I think that's fun. Okay, now that this is in, I don't think I need sand. I have some sand. It's not really the right color. I could always add this in the future if I wanted to break up the color a little bit. but I would rather rely on plants to do that. If I could get this whole area in the front here covered with the mat stuff and maybe have just a couple pockets of gravel sticking out, I would be pretty happy. This is mostly like a utility gravel. There's a piece of seashell in here. It's like a little sharp piece of seashell. It's kind of cool. I mean, it makes sense. It's where rocks come from, right? Kind of. Eventually. Okay. But now that I have it to this point, actually, I'm gonna take a little peek real quick from the front. Alright, I need a little bit more gravel back here. Otherwise, it's gonna look kind of. You can see the plastic like grid thing that I printed out. I'm just gonna put it all in here. I am again very glad I bought all that gravel. Hell yeah. So this is again another little tunnel for them to go through over here. I mean, they could also swim over, of course. This is all open back here, as you can see from my hand going back here. Okay, that looks better. And does the filter still fit there? Yes, it does, kind of. Let me punch that down a little bit. I could make this shorter, I think. Somehow. Yeah, I can. There we go. That's better. All right. But yeah, now that I have it at this point, I got to start filling the tank up because not only does having the soil and everything wet, doing freshwater or salt fresh. I think salt, typically you wouldn't want wood in there. I think you can do wood in salt, but I don't know. I don't think it works the same. I think you would want stone and corals and stuff. So the question is the fish tank in the right spot? You're talking about, is this where it's staying? No, it's not going to live here. I'm going to be filling it up today, and then tomorrow I'm going to be emptying it, which is going to help remove a lot of the tannins of the wood out, because this wood is going to release, it's going to look like tea, probably, considering the darkness of the wood and how, like, it's kind of a, actually, the color accuracy is weirdly good. Usually I have trouble getting color accuracy on Switch, on OBS, but it looks really good right now. But it has, like, this kind of reddish hue. But yeah, I'm going to be emptying it. It's going to get rid of a lot of the dust that's in here. Because I didn't wash this gravel ahead of time like you're supposed to. Even though it's pre-washed, you're supposed to still wash it, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, and it shouldn't be that bad with two people trying to carry it across. I think it should be fine. It's going to be a little sketchy, I think, because all the gravel. But these bags of gravel are... It doesn't say how heavy they are. But they're like, I don't know, like maybe 20 pounds for all of them, 30 pounds at the most. It's fine. I mean, the tank's going to be fine, I know that, because this is pretty thick glass. It's like a 5/16 or something. Yeah, I think 5/16. Maybe a little bit thicker. Oh, my beer. But yeah, I'm going to start filling this up, because I got water over here, and like I said, I have a really slow pump, and I got to get this thing filled before the stream ends, so... But also, plants are much easier to plant when it's wet. If it's dry, then it's going to fuck up the roots and stuff. And I could just stick this, I think, like right here. And then I got to plug it in. And hopefully it gives me water. For the future streams, I hope to see a fish cam. That is going to happen, but it's not going to be a constant thing because it's in my bedroom and I don't really super want a camera in there all the time. Something that is stressing me out just a little bit is this is something I should have done, but I genuinely do not think it's necessary because I looked around and it looks great. I did not test this for waterproofness or whatever you want to call it. I didn't test to see if it could hold water. It's a very reputable brand, and it's a really simple tank, so I don't think it's going to have issues. But I guess we'll see in an hour or whenever this takes, or however long this takes to fill up. You can see it very slowly coming out. It's very, very slow. But while that's going, I'm going to introduce you to the plants. Actually, I think that's all there is to do now. It's just plants. Yeah, I think this is actually not going to be quite as involved as I maybe thought it was. I mean, the plants are going to be tricky too, though, because I got to figure out where they're all going to go and all that stuff. Also, something I learned setting this up, there's a popular trick to get rocks to stick together. You shove little pieces of cotton or like a wadded up paper towel in between them, and then you drip CA glue or like super glue onto them. You should definitely reset your computer and play something after. Maybe, dude. Oh, I don't know. If you guys really want it, I guess, yeah. It's gonna be kind of scuffed though, because it takes a long time to set up all the cameras and lights and everything. Unless you guys are okay waiting like actually half an hour. But I mean, we'll see. We still have another at least another hour and a half to go. I'm pretty sure because of how long this is gonna take to fill up. Actually, maybe not. I don't know. I am gonna have to run to the sink and fill up because I have. Here, I'm gonna show you. I got a big pot full of water over here, and it's gonna run out a lot sooner than it's gonna take for this to fill up. But okay. Oh, you can see the water at the bottom. It's just barely. Actually, maybe you can't see it because I just messed up everything. Yeah, you can see the water a little bit. It's starting to fill up. Something I'm scared about is that these rocks or these pieces of wood, this driftwood is gonna float, and we will see soon. I did rinse these already, and I also rinsed the rocks, so we don't have to worry about a bunch of garbage coming off of them. Um, but yeah, we'll do a poll at the end to see if you guys really want to see me play something. I'll play like Noida or something for an hour. Okay, so plants. What do we got here? I have this bin that has been cleverly hidden behind the filters full of plants, which there's also water in here that I could use too. You can see there's a red one there, which is pretty sick. That's probably not going to stay red because I don't have CO2 in this tank, at least not yet. But let me show you what I got. I don't know the names for all these. And honestly, people that do are impressive because they're like almost none of them have common names. They're all scientific names. This one's really cool. This is like this red plant. It's actually way more. It looks brown kind of on stream, but it's very red and pink. I don't want to take these out for too long. Actually, I'm just gonna set this in here. That should be okay. I think this is either a Java fern or oh my god. Let's fix that. That's probably why the other one looked weird too. I think this is a Java fern or it's a sword. I don't know. Because I think I have one of each in here. Pretty sure it's a Java fern. But it could be a sword. I think I see a sword down here though, so I don't know. I'm going to stick this one. I think this one's probably going to go around here. So I'm just going to put them kind of where I want them for now. This one, I don't know where it's going to go. I'll stick it. I mean, a lot of these have several plants in them, so I can spread them out a little bit. Put this one here. This one is, again, maybe Java fern. I don't know. If anybody knows, I would love to know. Seen swords before, they don't look like that. It wasn't a plant for one, yeah. So some of these are kind of damaged. I did actually prune a lot of leaves off of these. This had probably like 4 or 5 more leaves than it does. It's kind of just the nature of how things are in a big store. I mean, I went to a local store, but it was still a pretty big store, and they got a lot going on there. And these plants are mostly going to, because my pH is slightly different and because they're still getting used to the roots and the nutrients and all that stuff, or getting used to rooting and nutrients and stuff, they're going to melt. Like a lot of these leaves are just going to turn into mush and disappear over the next couple weeks. And then they're going to come back. They're going to grow back from the roots. You'd look pretty silly bringing that to a gunfight, true. This one's going to sit. I might actually have too many plants. I'm going to put this one here. I do want it pretty heavily planted, though, especially in the back here. This whole back section, I want it to be full of plants. Before I keep going, I'm going to refill this pot of water because it's about to run empty. So I'm going to go off screen for, it's going to be a couple minutes, actually, to fill it from the sink because the water pressure here is not the best. I'll be right back. All right, well, that's filling up. I do have some good news. The tank seems like it's holding water fine. There's no sign of any leaks anywhere. I don't see even a drip of water outside of the tank. So we're good to go there. Oh, it's looking so good. There's a lot of, you can't, actually, maybe you can kind of see it. Not really, no. But there's a lot of kind of scum sitting on top here, I think from the dust, or the dust that's inside the gravel. It's just floating on top. That will be handled by the filter. This thing is a beast. It's, I've never heard of this brand before, and I don't think it's even really that popular, but the reviews were crazy. I think it's not super popular in America. I think that's why. Because it's called Berswasser. It's a German brand, I think. I could be wrong. It could be Chinese. But it's a combination hang-on back canister filter. Hang-on back filters typically will just they'll hang on the back or on the side of the tank. You guys can't really see this very well, I know, but it's just a big rectangle, really, with some tubes coming off of it. But what it does is instead of just having it come up and then run through a filter, it actually has the water come up and then go into a tiny tank, basically, a small sump that's hanging off the side of the tank. And then it forces it through like several layers of media instead of just going through like a single charcoal filter. And the media in here will hold bacteria that'll help turn all of the fish waste back into, all of the ammonia from the fish waste back into nutrients that the plants can then absorb. And it's kind of just like this cycle. And the plants help clean the water. They pull the nutrients that would hurt the fish out of the water. That way you don't have to do water changes quite as much. All right, I'm going to go make sure the thing doesn't overflow and flood my kitchen. Sorry. Oh, fuck, it's heavy. Sorry, Chad, I dropped you. I hope you didn't hear my old man struggling sounds. All right, let's get this back in. Oh, wait, actually, well, it probably doesn't really matter when I do this, but I do need to dechlorinate the water, which is important if you have a fish tank, especially if you have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35 drops of dechlorinator for 2.5 gallons, or 3.5 gallons? Something like that. I don't know. Fuck it. I think having too much dechlorinator is not going to hurt anything because there's only plants in here. But yeah, you need to dechlorinate if you have a lot of chlorine in your water. Oh shit. I don't know why bubbles came through. That was weird. Is the pressure higher? No. Weird. The wood so far has not budged even a millimeter as far as I can tell. Like, this is not floating. This is rock solid still, so I think we're good. Either way, after 2 weeks, if it doesn't move, it's gonna just, it's waterlogged at that point. It'll be fine. I think that was 35.5 drops. Yeah, whatever. Okay, for the rest of these plants, this is the one that is called Sprite. I don't remember the exact salad leaf name, but it looks like that one salad leaf in the types of salads that no one likes. The ones that are weirdly bitter. This is kind of cool though. It's like a little bushy plant that'll probably hang out probably somewhere around here. It's a very low plant, I think. I don't think it'll grow very tall. What are you gonna do about the pieces sticking out the top? This one here? This is probably, I'm gonna wrap this in, I have some, I have some cargo mesh here that is absorbent. I'm going to wrap that around the top here, and I'm going to wrap that in moss. So this is going to soak water out of the tank. Oh, this is actually moving a little bit. I don't know if it's moving because it's buoyant or if it's because there is just nothing holding it down. I'll fix that in a minute. Uh, but that'll absorb water out, and then the moss is going to live on that, and it'll pull the water out of that, and it'll just look like it's a piece of wood sticking out of a river or whatever. I got another little guy here. This is a little like kind of scrangly little thing. It just gives some nice texture additions. That'll go maybe over around here. Again, I think a lot of these plants have several different plants like in them that you can spread apart once you pull them out of their pots. Also, I realized that it looks like it's getting darker for you guys when the water is being added in here. Okay, so yeah, this is not buoyant, but it's also not... Oh, maybe it's buoyant. Hang on, let me get a rock in here. Oh, okay, let's take one of these. And we'll kind of wedge it in right there. Maybe get it off the hose. There we go. I wanted some rocks in here anyways, just to add some variation. I have a bunch of big rocks. I don't know if I'm going to use all these, but I have a bunch of them over here. And, like, this one's huge. This is, like, there's a lot of big ones. The little guy plant looks like a spider lake and gave me a small jump scare. No, I wouldn't do that to you. I hate the factory game spiders for doing this to me. You should never play Wukong. Ever. If you're not good with spiders, you gotta avoid that game. Oh wait, damn, we got a level 3 hype train earlier? That was sick. I didn't realize it was level 3. That's awesome. You guys are sick. Alright, this one, I got 2 of these. These are called crypts. I think this is the only plant that I got 2 of. Pretty sure. But they're really good for... They just give a lot of texture and small scale. These things are cool. These are, like, as far as I'm concerned, or as far as I know, these are, like, indestructible. These are one of the go-to beginner plants because they're so hardy, and you can pretty much just float them in the water and they'll be fine. But I'm going to spread these out a little bit. Again, I think there's several in each one of those. This one, don't know what this is, but it's like a tiny version of one of these other guys. It's kind of like the spindly one, but a little bit less spindly. This one can go up here. Oh, this is floating now. This is like actually floating. Let me fix that. Let's take this big rock, and it'll hang out right there for now. No, it will not. It will hang out. Actually, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna do a little hack here. I gotta grab something from a fishing tackle box next to me. Believe it or not, yes, there is actually 3 fishing tackle boxes in my kitchen for some reason. They've been here for a very long time. And I got some fishing line here. And I'm going to just tie the driftwood to the rock. And then that should help weigh it down. Let me get the plants out of here so I don't squish them. That'll help weigh it down, and it'll... Oh, shit. Okay, everything is getting a little crazy here. Let me turn the water off real quick. I have a towel over here because I have this all plugged into a GFCI outlet. So if the stream turns off suddenly, it's because my life was just saved. But I'm making sure that my hands are very dry before I touch anything. Because the only way to turn this pump on and off is to unplug it, which is kind of awful. Okay. Pull this out. This is why having like an actual hose come in here would have been great, because it would have filled up way faster and I would have known this is going to be a problem like instantly. So we're going to take this, and we'll take this rock. Oh, these rocks are so cool looking. I mean, it's a little hard to see with the lighting in here, but there's so much like little like tunnels going through it and like little bits of texture and stuff. Again, I can't really show you close to the camera because it's very dark, but you can see a little bit. It's really textured and super cool. And now my table's covered with mud water. I thought I washed these. Pretty sure I washed these. Maybe I missed one. Alright, I gotta do this back here because I can't really do it in the tank. I gotta make sure this is kind of at the right orientation. Shit. I don't know how to, I need 3 hands. Someone want to help me? You want to grab this? I think that should do it. Well, I don't have it tied yet, but I got it in the right spot. I think I should only need like the 1 fishing line. I could do multiple, but I think 1 is fine. Because this stuff is for like 20-pound fish, so I don't think this is going to go anywhere. And eventually I can remove this fishing line. It's probably going to be covered with plants, so you're not going to be able to see it really, or moss maybe, depending on where I end up putting the moss. But I think I'll end up probably just trimming it off at some point with some scissors. Speaking of scissors, where did I put mine? There they are. Look at these super long scissors, by the way. They're for trimming plants. They got like a little mouth on them. Penny, if you could make Cyan say a phrase, what would you make him say? Oh no, are you going to make me say something? I got a voice primed for it too. I got the worst voice primed for it. I got a goofy voice. Like literally goofy. Not exactly goofy, but close. This one I'm also going to tie down. Let me get some of these plants out of here. I don't want them getting damaged. I know how this all sits now though, and it's much easier to position everything with the gravel in there. Okay, this is going to go just, there's like a hole in this piece of wood. You can see my face through it. I'm going to just shove the rock into the hole here, and then I'll tie that on. I think that should be good. Actually, yeah, I think that'll be fine. That way, actually, so like that, like this, you can cut, again, they're wet now, so they look both like the same color. But it kind of looks like this is some sort of tree root or something that grew around the rock. I like to make it look, natural. A lot of people don't, like, not everyone goes for naturalistic scapes. I mean, again, also, I haven't done this before. But that's what I've always liked. Like, in aquariums, in videos, like, that I see people doing this kind of stuff, I always like it to look like it's a piece of nature that was, like a cube of nature was cut out of the real world and then stuck into a glass tank. I think that's really cool. That's why actually a lot of people will make themed tanks where they will actually only put in fish and plants from certain regions so that it's actually like a scientifically accurate tank. Like it would actually be able to exist in real life, like with the fish that you have in there and everything like that. It's kind of cool. You guys can't really see this because the plants are in the way, but I don't think you'd be able to see much anyways. And it's also, if you know what it looks like to tie a knot, you know exactly what I'm doing right now. You can just imagine it in your head. Oh, that was, okay, that was bad. Let's stretch it around this piece. Come on, there we go. I tried to tie a knot, but it didn't come out very tight. So let's do one more down here. This is actually the strategy for attaching moss as well to wood. You just tie it on with I mean, maybe not with just a singular knot like this, but you would just wrap it in fishing line. And you don't even have to cut the fishing line out eventually because the moss will just grow over it and you'll never be able to see it. Again, spreading wisdom like I know what I'm talking about. I think it's pretty accurate, but hey, Ganon's waiting on you, Penny. Aphantasia? Wait, what happened? Some people can't imagine things? Oh, shit, yeah. Like, can you rotate an apple in your head? If you can't, then you're cooked. But I mean, people that can't do that apparently are fine. Like, there's not any like real tangible disadvantage to having that condition. Supposedly, it's a pretty good portion of the population, as far as I know. Don't tell me that didn't work. What happened? Oh, do a funny voice. Hang on. I see the thing. Where is the message though? Uh. Wait. Okay. So you didn't. You're supposed to put text in, but if you give me the message now, if you just put it in chat, I'll read it. And like, if you, preferably if you could actually give me the text rather than having to look it up, because it's a little hard to do that right now. Okay, I need to. I'm an Eagle Scout. How do I not know how to tie a knot that stays tight? I feel like I failed myself and everyone around me. Not completely failed, but like the people that taught me how to do this stuff when I was a kid. I feel like I'm failing them. Jesus Christ! All right. That was so loud. I don't know how loud it is for you guys, but I think I have it turned up for me. Oh shit, that's a long message. Hang on. Let me tie this knot and then I'll come over and do it. Because I cannot do both at the same time and have either of them come out even remotely good. Oh fuck, I tied... I'll just do it now. I tied it so tight that it just ripped on the rock. Oh, why this song? Really? Thank God you guys can't see my face. I'm going to go up here. Hang on 1 second. I gotta mute myself for like 2 seconds and make sure that I have the right voice here. Gee, why are you guys making me do this? Apple bottom jeans, boots with the fur. The whole club was looking at her. She hit the flow. She hit the flow. Next thing you know, Shawty got the low, 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 low. This voice is completely devolved into something just awful. You can see her face. Them baggy sweatpants. What am I? Why is this voice? This is the third voice now. Them baggy sweatpants and the Reeboks with the straps. What am I? I should just quit streaming. I'm gonna go up here again. Them baggy sweatpants and the Reeboks with the straps. She turned around and gave that big booty a smack. I can't do the song. I don't know. I don't know how like the rhythm for the song is. Hey, she hit the flow. I'm just gonna finish. She hit the flow. Next thing you know, Charlie got the low, 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 low. I'm retiring that voice. I thought I could do. I can do it like oh, hey kids, but I can't do fucking apple bottom jeans in that voice. Like it's not possible. Thank you. You guys have been awesome today. Thanks for hanging out. I'm glad that this is good content. Maybe. I'm glad that you guys are at least here for the content. Oh, I gotta put the fucking wood back in. I've broken the cyan. You did break the cyan. He's permanently broken. Okay. Fishing line. There it is. I need to fix that, like... I want a refund. You didn't pay for it. I need to somehow limit the amount of characters for that, because having to do a whole song was rough. I'm sorry. I apologize to you guys and to myself. I should have just gone southern or like done the creepy voice like this. That song with the creepy voice would be awful. Like actually probably worse. All right, we're almost done here. This part is taking longer than I want it to. A kill cam is not gonna work, I think. I maybe should have turned some of those off today. But this is a completely different like scene setup. Okay, I think I'm getting close to having this done. Just one more knot. Also, again, I'm gonna repeat it because of robbed. Oh yeah, I guess. Deal with it. I don't know. Actually, I feel like mods should get extra channel points because it's just funny. Maybe I can. Maybe I can set that up. Okay, this is now done. Hopefully the rock doesn't just fall in when I try to put it on. But yeah, I said this earlier, but you guys probably are going to want to try to catch the next stream because it's going to be... Well, I mean, I'll just tell you now, I'm going to be doing an AMA, which might not be that interesting because I'm like a painfully open book already. But there's possibly going to be a lot of people here. I don't know for sure. I might be being optimistic. But something is going to happen that is going to hopefully bring a lot of people in for a couple streams at least. Falling pipe every 5 minutes. Oh, dude. You actually just made me realize I'm gonna have to at least have a like contingency plan for all of the channel point stuff on Tuesday. If there's gonna be a lot of people here, even if there's double the amount of people here, it's gonna be fucked. All right, we got that one in. It is not floating anymore. And then we can get this one nuzzled back up in here. I think it was like... push this down a little bit. I think it was like that. I'm pretty sure. No, this needs to be up a little bit. Yeah. It's not perfect. The string is a little bit loose, so it's going to move around a little bit like this, but this one is solid. It's not going to go anywhere. It's going to just wobble. But eventually it'll sink over the next couple weeks. And let's get this plugged back in. Make sure my hands are dry. I don't want to die on camera, even though if I do die on camera, Score, can you come over and turn off the stream? Make sure to save the VOD, though. Okay, we got this filling back up. Now we can keep going over the plants. There's 2 left. Actually, before we do that, some of these plants have been in here a little while. I want to give them a little spritz of water. They do have their roots in water, but I want to keep them nice and moist. And while we're at it, let's get this glass over here wet, and we can put the heater in, because it has suction cups. That's content, though? Exactly. That's what I'm saying. I saved the VOD. Maybe just leave the stream up. If I like fall over like this onto the tank, just leave the stream up for like a couple days. Twitch will eventually turn it off, but I think leave it up as long as possible because it's funny. Okay. This is my favorite plant. It looks kind of garbage when it's out of the water because it's this. This is the Rotala rotifundally or whatever it's called. Something similar to that. But this is a tall plant that it's going to grow. It's going to be back here, I think. It's very tall, and it'll grow all the way to the top of the water, and it'll just kind of skate across the top, however long it wants to be, because they can grow out of the water too, and they get like several feet tall. And those are really cool because you can actually make money with these if you just have these in your tank. People want these because they're very beginner friendly, and all you need to do is just, once it's like a foot long, just cut it in half, and then wrap that piece up in some newspaper, and it's ready to plant into another tank. That's all you have to do. It's in Porcini Pappardelle. And man, my farts haven't been the same ever since. Like in a good way or a bad way? Like, are you excited for your farts? Is it a new development, or is it like, uh-oh, this is a bad place to be in my room right now? All right, and then the last plant, which these are some of my favorites because they're also bulletproof. This is what I was talking about earlier. You can barely see it because of the lighting again. This is the one I was talking about earlier. This is the Anubias nana petite. These plants are kind of special because you actually cannot bury these in the soil. These are called epiphytes. These exist on the like on in out of the water too. Not this plant specifically, but this type of plant. Um, this is, by the way, this color is not far off. This is a very, very, very dark green. I think they get a little bit lighter when they get older. But epiphyte means that it gets its nutrients in out of like the water column. So I'm just going to be tying it on to part of the wood somewhere. I think probably right here because there's a little nook there I can just stuff it into. And then it'll eventually attach itself to the wood, and then it'll be completely happy there. Like right now, it's stuck through a piece of wood. That's why this is like a little block thing here. They smell like mushrooms, so I suppose it's not bad. Like good mushrooms or like rotten mushrooms. But yeah, this is the last plant. I have two Anubiases that are not Nana Petite. I think they're just Anubias Nana, but they're not petite. They're not small, but they're in my other tank. Those are probably eventually going to go in here because the other tank is going to be turned into a moss bonsai tree. It's going to have like a little bonsai trunk, and then the leaves on it are going to be moss, and then there's going to be some grass growing around it, which is going to be cool. But this is going to go hang out in here for now. And I got to go get more water, so we'll do that thing again where I leave for a few minutes and fill up the pot full of water again. Oh god, that's too bright. There we go. Dude, I plugged this light in, and first of all, the tank's very dirty. But I looked at it, and I just fucking had this huge grin on my face. I should have done this a long time ago. It looks way better like this. Uh, Especially once the water's in. But it's so. I just like I looked at it as like that is what it's gonna look like on the shelf. I mean, it's gonna be even brighter. It's actually gonna be about as bright as what you guys see. It's a little dimmer for me because I had to turn the light down. But yeah, this is fucking sick. I know that hose is actually maybe I could just move the hose back here. It doesn't need to be like way up there. There we go. Oh, hell yeah. Oh, I gotta put the dechlorinator in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35. It's crazy that you have to do it 10 drops per gallon because, like, what if you have like a 50-gallon tank? That's going to take you 500 drops? That's going to be so annoying to do. That sucks. All right, let's get these sprayed down a little bit more because this is going to fill up pretty soon, so it'll be fine after that. But they, unlike most places where you buy plants, the place that I got them from, actually really cool. They have all the plants growing in water, which is not super common because usually they grow them in something called, actually like this one. This one is not grown by them. They buy these, I think, probably. But this is grown in a tissue culture. It's like a gelatin that it grows in instead of dirt. So it's kind of like water, but the rest of the plant isn't submerged in water like these other plants were. These ones have grown, at least for a while, they've grown in water. I don't know if they've always grown in water, but they have recently. All right. It's not. I guess I can start planting actually. I'm also gonna pour this water in. Actually, I'm gonna pour this into the tank that is filling this up. No, actually, you know what? This is gonna go. Hopefully, this doesn't create a huge mess. I gotta pour it slowly because if I pour it too quickly, then it's going to cause water to displace a lot of the gravel. Oh god, it's splashing fucking everywhere. It's like pouring it onto a big spoon. There we go. Because there's these little pockets all over the stone. It's very jagged and has a lot of kind of little bowls that I'm pouring it into, and it's just going everywhere. But this will help fill the tank up a little bit faster, maybe. This also has a little bit of water from the place that I got the plants. It also, like, I think they're all, usually fish stores will have all of their tanks hooked up to the same water system. So like it'll go from one tank to the next tank to the next tank to the next tank to the next tank, all going into the same filters and stuff. So this water should at least have a little bit of the beneficial bacteria that we want in this tank. It'll help the fish and the thrive, or fish and the plants thrive. And I think adding this in there is a good idea. Or there's a fish place kind of near us called Happy Fish Pets. I've been to Happy Fish Pets actually recently. Because it was the first place that I got. It's actually where I got the tetras that were in the other tank. Is the pink plant falling apart, or is it just long? That one is falling apart because it's actually several cuttings that were put all into a bunch, and those ones just came loose. All right. So this is the hard part. I got to decide where these plants are going to be planted, and I also got to actually take them apart. So I'm going to start with these big ones because I know that these ones are going to be in the back. I think right in this area back here. So let me take these out, and then I got to take them apart back here because I need a table to do them on. Didn't know it was still around. I think it's moved. I think it's in a different city now. It's not where it used to be. Are you talking about the one that used to be next to Taco Bell? Where you wanted to get sharks, right? That's the place you're talking about, I think. Yeah, so this is in a material called rock wool, and as soon as I break this open, you can see it's several plants all just kind of embedded in here, and you can see they got like nice roots and stuff. So actually, kind of looks like a green onion a little bit. So there's 3 of this plant in here. Hell yeah. And then what you do, be very gentle with the roots. Because I don't want the roots to get ripped out with the rock wool. Rock wool is completely inert as far as I know, so it's not going to hurt anything if some of it gets in. So I'd rather have too much rock wool rather than not enough roots, if that makes any sense. It used to be where it is now. I just looked it up. Is it Happy Fish Pets? It's over in like near like Whittier, right? It's kind of far. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that is where I went. It's a little hard to get advice there because the people that run it um, don't speak English very well. They're good, like they know what they're doing, but it's just hard to communicate. So the way you plant these, if you've never seen someone do this before, is you have these super long tweezers, and you grab the base of the plant like this, and then you just shove it down into where you know the aqua soil is, and then the gravel is going to hold it down for now, and then the roots are going to find their way to the aqua soil. But the aqua soil is also going to let out some nutrients slowly, just on its own. Actually, I'm going to take this one out too, because I want to kind of interplant these ones with each other. So let's see how many plants are actually in this one. You can also see a lot of these. Actually, let me pull this out first. A lot of these have a metal band. This thing here that is just here. It's just kind of stuck. I think it's a. I don't. It might be lead. It's like a little weight to keep these sunk. Yeah, it's definitely lead because I can bend this like it's plastic. It's super soft. Should I eat this? Whoa, this one has crazy roots. Look how dense they are. It's like this big brick. I'm actually gonna keep. Once I get these separated out, I'm gonna just let them float in the water. That way they stay nice and hydrated while I figure all this out. I think that one just had 2 plants instead of 3. But like enough of your daily intake of lead through the water pipes? True. No, actually they're pretty good here. God, that's some good fucking water. Do you ever drink so much water that you're like out of breath? Like you drink it for, I mean, I didn't do it technically really just now. I did it when I had it already breathed out. But you ever drink so long that you like are holding your breath while you're doing it? All right, this one I want to tuck in back here. I probably should have put a little more gravel up here because it's kind of hard to bury them in the gravel so that they stay because I can't penetrate the bag of aqua soil down at the bottom because I mean, even though it's going to be penetrated by the roots eventually, it's kind of hard to penetrate just with the roots themselves, like by shoving it in. This one I think I want over here. And then we'll get these other skinnier, taller ones in the middle. You go there. And oh no, there is 3 of the of both plants. I stand corrected. It's funny, there's little lines on the glass. I don't know if they're on the front. Yeah, you can kind of see them. There's lines on the glass wherever the water stopped, and I had to go get more water. There's little bubbles form, I think. Or maybe some dust deposits on there. Also, these plants may end up moving at some point, depending on how I'm feeling and how densely they end up kind of existing amongst each other. This one I want to go, I think right where this guy is here. Right in the back. Just bury him right down here. I also know that apparently, if you know what you're doing, you can actually just like keep propagating these plants and make passive money by selling them online or back to your fish store. They'll just take them. They'll quarantine them so that they make sure that there's no diseases or bugs or not bugs, but like snails or whatever on them. Wait, what'd you say? If I'm not on the verge of drowning, it's not a good drink. He gets his daily intake through the paint chips he eats with lunch. True. How will the fishies eat when you're away for next month for an event? I'm also gonna be away at the end of this month. Yeah, Score will be feeding him. He's gonna be house sitting for me. There's this little piece of green gravel in here for some reason. Looks like a piece of jade almost. All right, getting low on water again. I gotta speed up. Actually, I'm gonna wait. Yeah, actually no, this is looking good so far. I'm gonna keep going. Uh, Plants. It's really weird to plant backwards like this. Like, it's probably a lot easier to do this from the front because you can see exactly where you want stuff. Okay, so this one I'm gonna plant now because this is also gonna be in the back. This is gonna be one of the tallest plants in the tank because of how long it can grow. This one needs to be separated out. This just has another one of those weights just wrapped around. Yeah, this has to be lead. I didn't know that, like, wouldn't lead in the water cause the water to have lead in it, or does that not work like that? Do you guys know? Does anyone know? Like, is lead just kind of, is it cool to just have it in water? I figured it would dissolve into the water, but maybe not fast enough that it would matter. It's probably not made of lead, you don't think so? It's so soft. I've never felt metal so soft before. All right, there's like 20 of these things. I gotta plant these quick before they dry out. They're just single stalks now. I pulled them all apart. These are gonna look so sick. Also, really glad that I thought to grab a headset today for this stream because having a microphone somewhere that I have to keep looking up into to talk would be terrible for both you guys and for me. I don't think lead is used much for public use at all anymore. Lead is usually fine in water. It's erosion of lead that usually is the problem. Does it have to be, like, does it oxidize and then erode into the water, or is it just its presence simply causes it to erode into the water? Actually, you know what? I don't want this plant here. So it's taking up too much space. I want a lot of these rotalas over in this corner. I want them to kind of have this entire pouch of aqua soil over here to themselves. I'm also going to end up having to replant a couple of these when I move the tank tomorrow. Pretty sure. God, look at how... Oh, you guys can't see it, actually, because everything else is blocking it. But they look really good already so far. I gotta unplug the pump because it's about to run dry. Alright, one more refill. We'll be back. Well, actually, maybe two more, but I'll be back. Give me like 2 minutes again. Lead doesn't react with water at all, but water is strong enough it causes it to erode. Oh, so it's like literally physically eroding it like stone. Also, while that's filling up, I want to see, is it a bad idea to turn on the pump at this point? Probably, but I'm going to try it anyways. Not the pump, sorry, the filter. I guess it is a pump. There's a pump in the filter, but it's a filter. Let's try it. It's crazy. This filter is triple the, or like 10 times the size of my other tank, but it's quieter. Okay, so far nothing's happening. Is there a switch? No. Uh, it's like vibrating. Oh, maybe you have to like prime it. Yeah, let's unplug that for a second. Maybe I need to prime it. I'll fill that up once it Actually, that's gonna be annoying. Actually, maybe I can just fill it through the port up here. Because this is the inlet. I could probably just pour water in here, right? Oh, you guys can't even see at all. Pull that out. There we go. I'm gonna keep an eye on that, but I'm gonna keep planting because I don't want these plants to dry out. Give them a little dip. I think these are the plants that I'm gonna have the most problems with melting, just because they're such delicate little leaves, and they also don't really have any established roots. I'm essentially propagating them like actively, just as I put them in the tank. I do want to put a couple more over here too, like kind of next to where I am over here. I don't want everything all in one spot. I kind of want things to be spread out. Give some texture to different areas. Let's put 2 of them there. And then I actually like the idea of having some up towards the front over here, kind of around the side of the tank. Is it going to stay there? Yeah, you're staying there. Cool. Oh shit, it's filling up. It's going to overflow. God damn, that's heavy. Alright. Let's prime this first. This is going to be kind of sketchy. So I have to hold the hose and plug in it at the same time. Actually, maybe this will hold it for me. Oh, there we go. Yeah, there's like 3 inches of hole there that I can plug it into. Problem is, how do I make sure I don't overfill it? Actually, I'm gonna hold the plug into the outlet manually, just have with the prongs fully exposed, because as soon as I see water peeking up here, I want to pull it out. Again, I know you guys can't see this, but it's not much, there's nothing exciting. It's literally just a hole with a hose going into it, and there's like the occasional bubble. It's gotta be close. Maybe not. I don't hear water trickling anymore, so I think it's gotta be close. It's gotta be close to full. It's gonna fill up so fast when it gets to the end here. Come on, really? This thing holds way more water. Maybe this pump is slower than I thought it was. God damn. This is such an uncomfortable position to be like stuck in with my arms. There it is. It did not overflow. I actually got it. Damn. Look at me having reaction times better than a grandma. Alright. Now I should be able to close this up. Now that I have it primed, it should now work. I'm probably not going to have this on right now because the water's falling quite far. I don't want it to do that. Yeah, there we go. Actually, that's not bad. It's going to make planting kind of annoying though, so yeah, I am going to turn it off. There's also water coming out of this thing. I don't think that's supposed to happen. Uh, this is supposed to be an air intake to aerate the water, but it's just spraying water out. You can see that? Huh. Well, okay. It's like getting stronger too. I'm just gonna rotate it so it's not spraying on top of the light. And now it's spraying me. Stop it. Okay, I guess that's just what that does. Why? Oh, maybe this needs to be submerged for that to happen. I'm gonna turn it off. Pretty cool though. I don't know if you guys can hear it, but it's just nice. I love water sounds. It's very simple-minded of me, but they sound nice. I like the sound of running water. All right, where am I gonna put the rest of these? Well, one more here. And I think got two more. Oh yeah, I wanted to do them over here. But I think they've been popping out and floating back up on their own. We're going to plant them a little deeper. Okay, that is the Rotala planted. Now we got to figure out where to put this big guy. This thing is huge. Your last two came out. Getting wet on stream. Yeah, I get wet on every stream though, actually. It's not new. Yeah, I replanted those ones. I saw them float up. Or I saw them just floating there. Doing nothing. How deep is this gravel? Not very. Where can I get this? I want to get this guy somewhere that he's not going to compete with light too much, so I think I can just put him right in the middle here. Can I just shove him in there? No. Problem is these guys have really dense, like hard, solid roots. So they really don't want to be planted in the shallow gravel that I have here. So I've got to move the gravel around a little bit, trying not to also mess up the other plants. Okay, I think that should be fine. Again, these may move eventually because they might end up fucking up the hardscape, the view of everything. There's a lot of little pots in here still, which is ruining the look, but is this, for me, from this angle, this is looking fucking awesome. Which I know that's not really the goal, because this is the back, but this leaf has a hole in it. I don't know if you can see that. There's like a, it's still together, but there's like, no, you can't really see it. It's too bright. There's like a little like window pane effect going on. Let me get this pump turned back on. Not the filter, but the other pump. There we go. This is on, right? Yeah. Okay, where else? What else do we have? We have two crypts. We have the Sprite. We have the Anubius. We have the little gangly thing. We have the other little gangly thing. And I think those are two of the same ganglies. And then we have this other red plant, which I think is not going to be red for long. Also, this leaf needs to come off because it is broken. Always got to trim your plants. This is for every type of plant. Always prune. If you see a leaf that is dying, cut it off. The plant is only going to waste energy on trying to heal it, and it's never actually going to work. All right, this one, don't know if it's going to survive there, but it's where it's going to go. What about this one? I might have a couple too many plants. Some of these might end up living in another tank at some point, but we'll see. I'm going to get these guys up out of everything and put them on the rocks. That way they're out of my way. Okay, this is moving around a lot. This is getting buoyant again. Even though it's tied down, it's not going to float to the top. It's still moving around more than I want. Also, this guy came out already. Let's cut this bottom leaf off. I think it's going to be in the way. It's also damaged. I don't know if the damage was already present when I bought these, or if them being stored. There was like 10 bags or 10 plants in one bag. I don't know if them being stored overnight like that and, being in the car and stuff, moving around, I don't know if that caused any issues. But I don't know. They seem okay. They'll be fine eventually. No, dude, I'm pretty sure this is lead. Is there a way to test? Is there any like at home test? Can you like pour vinegar on it and if it like bubbles and it's lead or something like that? I don't know why I went to that theory, but for some reason it sounds like it would work. You know what? I'm actually gonna plant. I'm gonna move this back here. I'm gonna plant a lot of the foreground stuff real quick. Can I bring this microphone around? No, it's too short. Can I? Actually, maybe I can. But I'm gonna go right to the front over here and plant some of these smaller guys. You guys just won't be able to see me. You might see my armpit once or twice, but and the cord dangling here, but it's okay. Keep these guys wet. All right, let's plant this thing because I know exactly where I want this. I think. I hope that my table doesn't get completely fucked from all this water. So far I've been doing it on a like silicone mat, but there's no silicone mat over here, so yeah, this is only one plant in this one. No, there's two. Shit, okay. I probably overbought plants. There's 3 of them in here. Oh, damn. Alright, I know where this is going. You are living right there. Nice. Very, very handsome. And let's put a second one right next to it. There we go. And then we'll put the third one close by, but over here. And then I want to put, I think, 2 more of these red ones over here too. Shove them down in there. Thankfully, there is a pretty large online aquascape planted tank community that I don't think this one's going to do very well. It has very little on it. That they like will trade plants and buy and sell plants and stuff. So as long as you know how to ship them, you can get away with trading them with people. Get some money back if I have too many plants here, which is cool. Would you say you said people on Reddit are saying lead is really expensive, so it's rarely used, especially where cheaper metal can be used. Yeah, but what how like this is it seems so soft. Okay, actually look it up. What are fishing weights made out of? Are they not lead? Because if they're not lead, then they're whatever this is made out of, I think, because it's very soft. I remember fishing weights being so soft that even though they're thick, like big balls, you could like dent them with your thumbnail. You could just kind of put a little hole in them. All right, crypt is next. One of the crypts is next. I'm saying crypt with a T, by the way. It's not crip like the gang. I'm not associated. They won't answer my calls. Okay, that one. I like that there. I think that's good. That might move, but for now it's fine. Fishing weights are either lead or TH bismuth alloy? Tin bismuth alloy. Maybe that's what these are. Fishing weights are not expensive though. I don't know. Like, wouldn't they be expensive? Because you said lead is pricey, right? The other crypt is going to live up front here, right in the front of the tank. I don't know how big the crypts get, so I'm kind of putting them maybe in a bad spot. I don't know. I want to float these guys so they don't dry out. All right, and then we have these 2 gangly plants, and then the Anubias, and then just the rest of those little red guys, and then that's all there is. Hell yeah. Oh, this is very wet rock wool. I think this one is like degraded. I think it's been in that store for quite a while. Oh, there's a lot of these little plants in here. Oh shit. These are going to be foreground plants for sure. Oh, my I don't know if you guys can notice the lighting change, but one of my lights just died. It's a battery operated one. It's just sitting on top of my microwave. This is the part that YouTubers that make this type of content do not show you, of having to sit here and pick all the plants apart tediously. Wow, there's a lot of these little guys in here. Damn, I should have only gotten one of these. Let's grab the other one. I'm actually still not confident that these are the same plant. I think they're two different ones. They just look very similar. This one has way more roots on it too. Oh, these are definitely different. These have like a rhizome. Looks like ginger. You see that? It kind of looks like a little ginger thing, like right here. It's like a little ball of rhizome. Yeah, look at that. It's interesting. I'm going to treat these like the same plant, though, because they look similarly sized. And they look similar, just in general. Alright, let's get all this rock wool out of here. I'm just going to be kind of up in the front there. You guys might see it a little bit, but I'm trying to get it as close to the tank as possible because that still has more silicone. It's so weird that the distance between the wood here and the glass looks like so much less than it actually is. It's like 6 inches. You can see some of the mesh that's holding the aquascape back, or the aquasand back here. I'll have to fix that at some point by moving some gravel around once everything's kind of settled. God, this is so pretty. I don't know about you guys, but this looks like really fucking cool to me. I know I'm blocking half the camera with my arm, but it looks really sick. This is hard to plant. There we go. You stay there. I don't know how big these are going to get. Again, like I said, I don't know if they're going to get tall or if they're going to spread out, because usually rhizome-like plants... Oh. Hang on, the pot's empty again. I got to refill it. But yeah, usually plants with a rhizome, they'll actually spread like little fingers kind of that come, like if my fist is the rhizome, a little finger will come off, and then a new rhizome, I mean, it's all the same rhizome, but a new bulb will form, kind of like potatoes or like ginger. And they might just spread through their roots, and then a new plant will pop up right next to it, or a couple inches away from it. Put one like over here in the corner. There's a very, very tiny one in here, and I'm going to plant him with the one that it was kind of attached to. Let's make this area really dense with them. Because these are kind of mid-ground plants because they're a little bit taller, but I don't really have very much foreground plants, at least not yet. And they're very thin and kind of gangly, so they're not going to be in the way too much. Okay, last plant is the Anubias. And we also have moss to do too after this. Anubias, I think I can just poke it out with my thumb. Just through the hole. There's like a hole in the piece of wood. And this is the epiphyte that I was talking about earlier, so it does not get planted in the substrate. I just gotta get all the rock wool out. You don't have to remove it all, but might as well. Actually, I want to leave a little bit so it has a little bit more like mass to stick to. So this is the Anubias. It's a very tiny little guy. It'll be more green maybe in the plant. But this guy is going to get planted right in here. I'm just going to push him down, and that's where he's going to live, right there. You can barely see him, but he'll brighten up. He'll green up a little bit more. Just kind of shove him down in there, like really wedge him in. This wood is moving way more than I want it to. Oh, the wood moved a lot just now, actually. Hang on, I gotta fix that. I gotta go back around to the back. Actually, it says on Google that lead is used because it's inexpensive, so maybe the Redditors were only talking about lead used in tools. Yeah, dude. Oh, God, look at this fucking beauty. This work of art. This looks so good. I'm looking at the camera, like the preview on OBS. It looks incredible. Before we or like once it's more done. Wow, this is really floating, isn't it? I gotta get another rock. I'm gonna put it back here temporarily. I'm gonna get a bigger one though. There's one up here still, I think. Yeah, there it is. Oh, water's gonna fill. All right. That should, I think, be the last time that I need to fill that thing up. I hope. Let's get it plugged back in. Make sure the hose is actually in. I almost plugged it in without putting the hose in. It would have gotten everywhere. Okay, relax. All right, let's get this rock weighing this thing down, because this thing is out of control right now. This should be like way back here. There we go. Perfect. Actually, no, it's not perfect at all. It's in the wrong spot completely, isn't it? This was like over here. I want to be able to see both of these spikes. This needs to rotate. I think I gotta push the stone that it's on top of down into the substrate more. I might be smushing a plant or two, but I think it'll be okay. Alright, I might need to fix that a little bit later. Like once everything is waterlogged, I can position these logs, this driftwood way more accurately. Because like this is not sitting how it should be at all. It should be more like this. Like that. It's also just like straight up floating, you can see. It's just wobbling around a little bit. What else do we need to do? We gotta do moss. So let's do that now. I'm gonna put the light back at the front. There we go. Let's get this out of your way a little bit. A little bit more. There we go. I also want to, actually really quick, before I put the light up there, I want to scrub the surface and get a lot of the junk off of there. Don't want the light to fall. Okay, it's sketching me out a little bit, but I'm going to scrub the surface so you guys can see in a little bit better. It's kind of cloudy. The water also is just slightly cloudy because of the dust that's in it. The filter will clean that up in like an hour though. It's It's mostly this line here. I can't see super well because I'm back here and I have to look in the camera. Not going to be super thorough, but yeah, that's a little bit better, right? I just fucked up the driftwood again pretty hard, and I pulled the Anubias out. I should have tied this a little tighter, and I pulled another plant out. All right, let's fix that. Where are my tweezers? They're in the front, right? No. Where are the big ass tweezers? They're huge. How am I? Oh, they are up here. Never mind. There's some blue, like rainbow colored gravel, I guess, on some of these plants. It's kind of in the roots, which I didn't see any of that color gravel, I don't think, at the fish store. So I'm thinking that they might be from a tank owner, like a hobbyist, that sold them to the fish store. Which means the chance to get some hitchhikers in here is non-zero. So I might end up with some snails or some little shrimps or something like that at some point. Which I'm going to get shrimps anyways, so that's not a big deal. Alright, let's put this back up at the front for now. It's probably going to live more towards the back because it looks a little bit better that way. Oh, we still have some of these red plants to plant. I'm going to just kind of get these in here. I'm going to plant them pretty densely in this one spot. Because I like how they look when they're dense. It looks like a little bush, a little tree. That one I think just floated back out. Oh no! I actually snapped it in half and it lost the roots. That might be a loss. I mean, it should root by itself, but that's a little unfortunate. These do not want to stay down. I gotta get back around over this side. I can't really see what I'm doing very well from the back. I'm actually thinking even more gravel would have been pretty useful here because there's some spots that aren't really deep enough to bury things in. Alright. I think that's good. Nothing came back up. Nothing else came up. It's going to be a battle that for the next couple days. That's something that happens where plants will just come out like that. Speaking of, I got that little Anubias up here. I got to re-crevice him. I might actually end up having to tie him in or glue him on or something. Yeah, let's tie him in. Just for now. Let's get some more of that fishing line. I still have a bunch here. How do I do this? I gotta make sure the tank doesn't like overflow on me without me realizing it. So put you in, hold you down, and I'm gonna just tie him around this spike here. Oh shit. You know what? I'm going to deal with this guy later. I'm going to let him hang out in here for now. Because that can float. It'll be totally, completely happy just floating like that. It actually looks like a little jellyfish or something. Alright, I'm going to turn the filter back on now that it's full. Hopefully shouldn't spray water at me again. No, this is just spraying water. That's weird. I don't know how that's supposed to work. I'm just gonna let it drip like that for now, though. That's odd. Kind of looks like... Jesus, it's like a stream of pee. I'm gonna just pull this thing out. I don't know what to do about this. Can I like tuck it under here? I'm worried that if it comes undone, it's just gonna spray water all over the tank. You know, actually, no. I tried like spitting all the air, the water out of it to fill it with air and see if it would start sucking air, but it does not. All right, whatever. That's just gonna happen. I'll have to look up. I gotta look into the guide, the manual for the filter, and see why it's doing that. The water needs to go a little bit higher. It's not quite full yet. Also, you can see the filter, the flow of the filter adds a nice kind of sway to a lot of the plants. Makes it feel alive in here. Also, this piece of wood is pissing me off because it's blocking all of the plants in the back here. You can't see anything anymore. I should have probably let those soak in water over the last couple weeks. But, I don't know. Hindsight's 50-50, I guess. No, 20/20, not 50-50. Moss. Moss is the last thing I need to do. I got some zip ties here, actually, for it. Because I want to just stick a piece of that cargo mesh over the tip of this piece of wood here. And then just zip tie it on there. Because it doesn't need to look pretty. Because eventually it's going to be completely covered in moss. And we got the moss right here. Just in like a little container. It's just literally a bag of moss. Lovely tank, thank you. I think so too. Okay, I gotta really watch the water level here and make sure it doesn't overflow. It's like bad. It's just bad audio etiquette to have a zip tie in my mouth for the next 5 minutes while I figure all this out. I still think the reason that this thing is spitting out water instead of pulling in air like it's supposed to is because it's the outlet is not fully submersed. I think it needs to have a like back pressure, but I don't know. Okay, this cargo mesh, I think I only need one layer. Can I cut it with these scissors, these jank-ass, long-ass scissors? Probably, right? I can, actually, really, really, really well. Like, weirdly well. I'm going to make it oversized, zip tie it right below the water line, and then trim off the rest. Actually, that's not really oversized, it's kind of perfect. Alright, it's going to be like that. And we'll get 2 zip ties, actually, not just the one. I think the tank is going to fill up at the perfect level right when the thing is out of water. This tub of water here. Which is kind of perfect. So I want to see, well, I guess I'll zip tie it first. But I want to see if the tip of this fabric gets wet, then it's going to work. Oh, I need 2 zip ties for that. Damn. It's thick. Why is it not going in? There we go. Probably helps to look at the zip tie, right? Instead of just blindly feeling for it. Alright, there's one. It is totally absorbing water too, by the way. It's coming all the way up to the top. It's awesome. Okay, one more black one. This is like a bag of zip ties that my dad used to own like 10 years ago. They were just in like a bunch of stuff that I got from his storage. weirdly, this isn't like leaking, is it? No? Even though this is filling up, it's not actually, the water level's not rising. Like, it's still putting water in, I think. Let's see. Oh. No, it's not. I think it's out of water. That's why. Let me unplug it. Please don't shock me. Thank you. Alright. Last zip tie. It looks ugly. I don't want it to be... Oh, I can just rotate it around. There we go. Nice. That will be perfect for the moss. That's perfect. I might end up scooching that down a little bit and redoing it. Actually, can I do that? Can I just tug this through? I can. Cool. Oh, I can just slide the zip ties up to loosen them. Because there's a little bit more on the tip here than I really want or need, and I want it to be a little bit deeper in the water. That way, when the water level inevitably drops a little bit, it won't dry up. There we go. And the moss will also spread down the wood. It'll go down like further, and it'll end up being it'll stick to the wood itself. It'll kind of attach itself to everything. But for now, I need to get a long piece of fishing line so I can tie this on. Actually, let me trim the zip ties first. Oh, this does not cut it very easily. I know you guys can't really see what I'm working on here, which is unfortunate. I can move the light, but then the lighting would suck. But I might do a couple of the finishing touches just off stream because you guys aren't going to be able to see them, and it's going to be really hard for me to do without standing right where the camera is. Alright. Let's get this moss on. I think this moss is going to look really cool. I'm going to put it in other places in the tank too, but I haven't decided where or how I'm going to do that yet. So that'll probably, again, be done off stream once everything settles a little bit. Okay, I got lots of fishing line. Nice big long piece. You can actually see that on the camera. I'm actually proud of this camera for being able to pick that up. That's crazy. And then I just need to take a bunch of moss. I'm actually going to turn the filter off because I don't want it to move everything around. It's spraying. It's like causing turbulence right where I'm working. I'm going to take a huge clump of it. Just like that, and then start wrapping fishing line around to get it nice and tight. It's so funny that now that I'm not playing the Wind Waker, my little save reminder thing is actually working. I'll definitely give you guys, I'll give you guys like a kind of 360-ish, maybe 180 view of the tank once I'm done with these next couple steps here. So that way you can see it from several angles, not just from dead on at the front. Because this moss is pretty hard to see from where you guys are, but it looks really cool. You're losing water? You are correct. That's... Oh, no, I just lost water because I turned the filter off, I think. I think it's in the filter. But, yeah, that's kind of weird. It might be soaking into the wood? There's no water leaking out of the tank, so that's not an issue, I don't think. It's kind of freaky, though. was going backwards through the pump. Yeah, probably something like that. All right, I'm just gonna leave this loose. I don't think I need to actually tie this on because there's so many like winds that I don't think it's gonna cause an issue. Okay. I think, other than some finishing touches that I haven't decided how I'm gonna do yet, I need to pull this moss out. Moss I've worked with before in a tank, another tank, and it kind of will get crazy if you don't keep it in check. So like there's a piece that fell down here, which I actually do want moss on this rock, but I don't know how to attach it properly yet. Because if you just let it sit there, it will just turn into this big, all-consuming chunk of moss. It's kind of wild. All right, I'm gonna actually. I think I can keep the headset on. We also have these little guys. I'm not gonna do this on stream because I gotta rinse these off like in the sink and stuff. And it's literally gonna be nothing for you guys. You're not gonna be able to see any of it because it's gonna be just floating behind the brim. Is it still losing more water? It's kind of freaking me out. All right, I'm gonna grab the camera. I'm gonna move the light to just gonna straddle the pump for a minute here. I have to run for an event, but good luck with the rest of the tank. I think I'm pretty much done. I'm gonna wrap it up pretty soon here. I'm gonna give you guys a little fly around though, if I can. This cord is in the way. I think I can just unplug you guys from here. Yeah, there's no water like coming out of here. I'm wondering if it's like under the tank and that it's just, since it's sitting on a silicone mat, it's creating a good seal. I don't know. I'm kind of worried. I'll have to figure that out in a minute here. All right. Tripod, you stay there. So here's like a close-up of everything. You can see the detail of the rocks way better this way. And some of the plants, the colors and stuff. The driftwood is fucked completely right now. It's like sideways and all kinds of shit. But there's the plants. There's another rock. Kind of adds a little bit of texture back there. And then this is how the moss thing looks. Here, if I move this out of the way, it's kind of just like a little stick coming out of the water with some moss on it. I don't know how that's going to work exactly with the lighting, because I think I want the light in the back, but we'll figure that out. But yeah, this is pretty sick. I'm glad you guys could hang out and see this. This is obviously it's some cool content. It's maybe pretty unique for Twitch. I think I like to think at least, but it's something that it's gonna be in my life hopefully for a very long time, which I'm excited about because it's really really cool. And like I said, I've been wanting to do this for a very long time. But I'm gonna wrap it up here. I don't know. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna not be live again because my back's kind of killing me from bending over this whole time. There is water on the floor, which is concerning. I don't know where that's from. No, that's something I spilled. Never mind. Yeah, that's an isolated puddle. Okay, we're good. But yeah, if I end up going live again, I'll let you guys know on Discord, or I'll just go live. It's probably not going to happen, but if I have a spark of inspiration to go live, then you guys will see me in like a half an hour to 45 minutes. It's unlikely though, because like I said, I kind of just go hang out. I'll see you guys on Tuesday. Remember, maybe think of some questions because I'm going to be doing an AMA probably. Because there's going to be quite a few people there that I think might want to maybe know a little bit about what's going on stream and just in general. But yeah, I'll see you guys around. Have a good one.